So I see a lot of wannabe React developers. They're having kittens right now. They're not in a good mood because they see the big change in the software development market. Yeah. So I'm sympathetic to their situation. It can be very frustrating where you've seen for many years a particular trend. And the trend was you learn React or you learn the web or Python, whatever it is, and then you had a job like this. And things have changed because the entry-level developer jobs have fallen away temporarily. So I'll give you some advice here. Number one, React is no longer the bee's knees, the top of the charts tech job, go-to tech job anymore because of AI. No question about it. No question about it. I have seen this type of thing before. I've talked about this in other videos. You see new technology comes along, old technology gone. So people are still using React, don't get me wrong. It's just that the need for junior devs who are, they need a lot of work still. Having them write boilerplate code is no longer required because AI can do that quite nicely. But to do advanced development, you still need to know what you are doing. As developer after developer after developer I've spoken to who are using AI, they all said the same thing. It makes their life so much easier. They're able to be far more productive, 300%, 400%, 500%, maybe 1,000 times more productive, meaning 10 times better, or 10 times faster rather, not better. AI makes mistakes, so you have to know what you're doing to correct those mistakes, but nonetheless, it's like very, very productive. Hey guys, this video is sponsored by me and my interactive mentoring program. This is the program that will establish you as a professional developer, even in the AI age. We actually address that in the program. So you have full access to my interactive training platform, which includes training in HTML5, CSS3, JavaScript, Python, PHP, SQL databases, freelancing, how to land jobs, and so much more. You can look at the details below. Link is below. You also have access to the private mentoring forum where we have all kinds of bonus material on WordPress and so many other things. We also have group coaching sessions. These are live group coaching sessions that you have the option to join. And we have a big collection of these meetings, so you can go watch those at your leisure as well, all in the private forum, so much more. Links below, and I've actually created a brand new pricing tier that is the most affordable I've ever had. You can learn more about it at the UncleSteph.com mentoring program. Links below. Thanks for watching. So I decided to check that out myself. So I mentioned a few videos ago, we had a bug on one of my legacy applications. And I won't get into the specifics. Anyway, I said, I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to resolve this issue. And based on my experience, I knew that typically it would take me an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to resolve this issue without AI, just traditional development practices, what I do. So I decided to use AI this time. I just used ChatGPT. So ChatGPT wasn't writing much code, but it was helping me find the source of the problem and to resolve it far more quickly. So instead of me having to go through documentation or go to Stack Overflow or do searches on Google for some answers, I was able to just get it out of ChatGPT. So one thing I did, for example, we had an error. So I got the error logs for the server. I got the dump. I took it, big, huge file. And I took it, uploaded it to the GPT, and I said, hey, what's going on here? What errors is it pulling? So instead of me spending 20 minutes, half an hour combing through the error logs, I was able to get the answer in literally 2-3 seconds on GPT. So it saved 20 minutes there. Once I've identified errors, and then I would say, okay, we got this error. What could I do? It could probably be here. What do you think? And it would go, yeah, it could be there, but it could also be here and there. So I was able to go bing, bing, bing. It was basically looking at config files, then writing in some, I ended up having to write in a couple of rules in htaccess for a web app. And then I had to go into a config file and make some changes. Anyway, long story short, using AI, I took an hour and a half, 2 hours of work, got it down to 5-10 minutes max. That's why junior developers are having a hard time finding jobs, because boilerplate code is being written very quickly. Senior devs are able to do a ton of work now that they couldn't do before. They can set up AI agents and get them going. So yeah, the React developers are having, well, the wannabe React developers are having kittens because they can't get the entry-level jobs doing the traditional entry-level job roles. So what's the solution? I'm not here to berate you. I'm here to just give you the reality of the situation. I've seen it before, so I know what to do. You learn the new stuff, right? You learn the new stuff. Get in there, you learn your foundations of the web. That's my recommendation, because it's the broadest set of use cases. And number two, get into AI, understand AI, Claude, Anthropic, Gemini, GPT, what they can do for you. The low-hanging fruit, by the way, once you learn the foundations of the web, build a custom GPT, and then learn about the different ways that you can deploy a custom GPT. That's where you still need to have very good technical skills, development skills to be able to implement these type of things. Here's a quick little story to encourage you. In the last 2 weeks, as I record this, I have been approached by 4 different companies with regards to implementing some AI-based functionality, some type of functionality that you couldn't do with traditional application development, advanced chatbots and stuff like that. And yeah, so these are 4 job opportunities that were presented to me. I didn't do them because I don't do outside work, but these are 4 job opportunities. I've done a couple, 2-3 consults about this stuff that have come to the table, because that's where the value is to be found now. There's a lot of things companies need to do or would like to have done that was not possible prior to the large language models hitting the scene. So yeah, get into that. A freelancer or to become an employee, get into that. That's where the opportunity is. So while you have these people thinking about React development, thinking about what was popular 5, 6, 7 years ago, while those people are depressed and sitting there talking about delivering pizza, you could be those people, or you could be the people who say, hey, here's the opportunity there. There's the opportunity. Agentic development, custom GPTs, advanced chatbot development, so on and so forth. Don't get me wrong. If you have some skill, you know React, you know Vue, you know WordPress, you know Next.js, there's jobs there. There's no question. I know people who just got hired to do, one person I know in particular just got hired to do Android development. So it's there, you know. Now, but they're not juniors, right? They know what they're doing, so they bring them in. They say, okay, boom, boom, boom. Start working on these projects. Let's go. You better be using AI, right? Companies are going to have to use them, because even in the traditional development stack, so let's say you're doing React development. You have a company that does React. Their whole system is based on React, or a big part of it anyway. If they don't use AI to augment the speed of development, they're going to fall behind all the competitors who are going to. As I said, speaking to several developers, and even in my own experience, using AI to do traditional development is hyper-productive. If I was, I don't know, a lumberjack, you got one guy using the axe to cut down the trees, that's old school development, versus the guy who's got the chainsaw. It's doing the same job, and but the guy with the chainsaw is cutting down 20 trees, while the other guy with the axe does 1 tree. Same thing. So if you're thinking about traditional development, now, but you still got to learn your fundamentals. Just like I used to see a lot of people, they heard that React was popular, so instead of trying to learn the fundamentals first and then go into React, they would jump right to React, and then they would wonder why they would fail, because they didn't understand what was going on, right? to use React effectively, you have to know your JavaScript and your web and HTML and a little bit of CSS. You got to know these things. You got to know what the client and the server is, the basics of databases. Same thing with AI development. Even if you're doing AI first development, where you're building apps that are 95% AI implementations, this is different from if you are building traditional apps using traditional frameworks and libraries and languages, but augmented by AI speed. So don't be crying over the change in the game. In fact, I think this is the biggest opportunity for developers and for jobs and for businesses since the invention of the web back in the day. I really do. But when you do see shakeups like this, of course, older jobs and old ways of doing things fall away. And people who want to keep doing the old stuff, of course, they're going to be pissed off because the old stuff disappears or diminishes quite a bit. So if you still want to do traditional React, just do it and augment it with AI. Your chances of getting a job will shoot up quite a bit if you can go to an employer and say, yes, I do a lot of React and I do it with a lot of AI assistance. I have all my clothes set up and cursor, and I got all these automations going, bang, 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 AI-based automations. So I'm able to deliver React applications in a fraction of the time. That's going to get you a job. Hey, I'm Uncle Steph. I mentor people in the ways of software development. I'm ancient and old compared to you. Compared to others, I'm quite young. But I pivot with the times. So if you're watching me and you're 19, 20, 25, 35, 40, and you're like over AI, come on. If an old geezer like me can change with the times, they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, I'm learning the new tricks. You should too.